Hello and welcome to DEN210, your EFDA Externship. So your EFDA Externship starts at the beginning of week 1. You will need to complete 120 hours total of hands-on EFDA procedures. Hands-on EFDA procedures include placing fillings, making temporaries, performing coronal polishes, applying fluoride varnishes, placing sealants, or any other EFDA-related duties. It does not include sterilization or prepping your operatory, turning over your operatory, things like that. It's only hands-on EFDA duties that count towards those 120 hours. So you want to start tracking the time at the start of the procedure until the time that the doctor checks your work is how you'll keep track of your hours. And then that 120 hours broken into 11 weeks, it's approximately 10 hours, give or take, for the next 11 weeks. Attendance is very important for your externship. You don't want to miss too many days. One, it doesn't look professional, but you also may be missing out on important hours, which could affect you towards the end of the program. You may not hit the required 120 hours if you're missing too much. So please attend each day of externship that you are scheduled. Of course, if an emergency comes up or you're sick or something like that, we understand, things happen. Just be sure to let your externship supervisor and your externship professor know as soon as you possibly can. Appearance. So you must meet the uniform requirements of your externship site. So if the office that you're externing at requires black scrubs, you can wear black scrubs. If they require their own lab jackets that they provide you, that's what you're going to wear. But if they don't have any specific requirements, then you should refer to the Central Penn policy of maroon, wine-colored, burgundy scrubs, and white sneakers. Obviously, we want you to be as professional as possible on your EFDA externship, and that includes some of the following things. So demonstrate a commitment to learning. You're there to learn. This is a great learning experience for you, so soak all of that in. Use effective communication skills, especially when you're talking to your dentist about maybe things that you could do better, ways to improve, things like that. Think critically and display problem-solving skills. You're probably going to come across a really hard filling, just a hard patient, something that you may have to think critically through. And if you end up needing help, so be it. That's fine. Manage your time efficiently. Make sure that you're allowing yourself enough time to complete these skills, that you are getting your allotted hours for the week as well. Accept responsibility. So if something goes wrong, be like, hey, I'm still learning, so I'm going to learn from this experience and use it the next time that I place a filling. Respond appropriately to constructive feedback. So constructive feedback is good. It's how we learn and how we grow. So if the dentist is telling you, hey, like maybe next time try this, or next time I'd like to see the filling a little more smooth and polished, take that, and the next time you do a filling, take that advice and just let it help you grow. Recognize your own limits. So if you do come across something that is just out of your comfort zone, just mention like, hey, I don't know if I'm quite ready for this level of difficulty for a filling or whatever it may be, and I'm recognizing that I don't think I'm the best person to place this right now. So obviously you can't do that for every patient, but if it's something that you honestly do not feel comfortable doing, speak up. Show good interpersonal skills with patients and staff, so be sure you're communicating well, and then have a professional personal appearance. So each week you will be required to fill out a weekly externship log. You can see in the picture here what that log is going to look like. It'll be available in each week's assignment folder. You can download a copy there. It'll be in the materials and resources folder. So you'll fill that out throughout the week and then turn it in at least by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. They'll be due. This will help you track not only your hours for the week, but also your cumulative hours, because you can keep track of where you're at. So like on week 9, you can say, hey, I did 10 hours this week, but I also have 98 hours so far this externship. It'll just help you see how many hours you have left. Your supervisor will need to sign off on the log every single week, so make sure that they are in the office. If they're out Fridays, you need to get this to them Thursday, so just keep track of that. So instead of having a midterm exam and a final exam, you have the midpoint and final practicum evaluations. This is your supervisor's way of grading you and how you're progressing along during your externship. So I usually recommend to get these to your supervisor like late, even mid-week 4, and let them know that it's due by the end of week 5. That way you can submit it in by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. It takes a little bit to fill out, so it's not something you want to drop on their desk the day of. And then the same for the final one as well. Give it to them maybe week 10 and let them know it's due like mid-week 11, just so we can get the final grades in. They'll fill out the whole thing, have them write comments, just updating about your progress. And then that's a big part of your class grade as well, so make sure that they take it seriously. So EFDA grading sheets are probably the biggest project that you have this term. There are a lot of grading sheets that are required, and they have to be done for each separate filling that you do, and also some photos are required as well, and each photo has to be a separate filling. It cannot be 5 photos of the same filling, just different angles. It has to be separate filling. So you can see in the picture here what the requirements are. You need 10 Class 1 logs and 5 photos of Class 1 fillings. You need 12 Class 2 logs and 6 photos of Class 2 fillings. You need 8 Class 3 logs and 4 photos of Class 3 fillings. You need 2 Class 4 logs and 1 photo of a Class 4 filling. And then 5 Class 5 logs and 3 photos of a Class 5. You need 2 temporary crown logs, 2 photos of temporary crowns, 1 temporary bridge log, 1 photo of a temporary bridge, 12 sealant logs, but no photos are required, 3 coronal polishing logs, no photos, and then 3 fluoride varnish logs, no photos. So a list of the same requirement is found in your EFDA grading sheets folder at the top of this course. You can find that there. Also in your EFDA Externship handbook, there's a copy there as well. So these logs and photos can be uploaded at any time throughout the term. If you want to upload them each week or every time that you complete a log, that's fine. Or you can also wait until the very end, week 11, to upload everything at once. That's fine too, but I kind of caution against that because if you are missing 1 or 2 and you're waiting to upload it till the very last day of week 11, you're gonna have a big issue there. So I would advise you to keep a checklist there. A checklist is included as well in the EFDA grading sheets folder. That'll just help you keep track of what you have done and what you still need to do. So make sure you're keeping track of it. You don't want to fall behind and it's too late to fix that mistake. So this is a photo of what those grading sheets look like. This one's for a coronal polish. Each category has its own log, so you want to make sure you're using the correct one. So for instance, restorations have their own log, coronal polishing, fluoride varnish, sealants, temporary crowns and bridges, they all have their own log. So check the title at the top and make sure you're using the correct log when filling things out. A separate log needs filled out for each task that you perform. So again, if you're doing a Class 1 filling, you fill out 1 log for that filling, and you can take 1 photo, but you can't take 5 photos and upload it up the same filling. It has to be different. So an example case here, you need to complete 10 Class 1 logs and 5 Class 1 photos, so you will need to turn in 10 separate logs for Class 1s and 5 different photos for Class 1s. Communication and site visits. So your professor will call or email your externship site periodically just to check in, make sure things are going okay, that they don't have any questions for us. Your professor will also conduct a site visit at your externship site, typically when you're about 3/4 of the way through, which is around week 7, 8, 9. We'll come to your office, just peek in on you, see how you're doing there. You will have some other weekly assignments due each week besides turning in your weekly extern logs and working on your grading sheets and things like that. So week 1, you'll have a discussion board post. Discussion board posts are kind of a 2-part thing. So by Thursday of each week, you want to make an initial response to the discussion board, and then by Sunday, you need to reply to 2 classmates. Make sure you're reading it thoroughly because there are some minimum requirements for the discussion board posts and a little bit more instructions there. Week 2, you will have an EFDA job description assignment due. Week 3, an excellent employee description assignment due. Week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and even 9 will have a discussion board post due. Also in week 9, your final report outline will be due. And then in week 10, the actual final report is due. You'll also do a thank you letter to your externship site in week 10 just to thank them for allowing you to grow your skills at their office. And then in week 11, you have a lot of little things. So your externship summary document is due, just saying that you completed your 120 hours. You will get to evaluate your externship site, just saying how you think they did in the process. And then also you get to take a survey about how you feel Central Penn helped you with your education. So those will all be due the last week of class then. You do have your externship handbook for EFDA. There's a copy in your week 0 folder. Be sure to look at that. If you lose that or can't find it in your Blackboard course, reach out to me, email me, and I will gladly get you another copy of it. But that's going to kind of be your guide for this whole externship experience. So very helpful stuff. And then lastly, work hard. This is going to be a quick 11 weeks for you. It may not feel that way, but I promise it does go quick, and I'd love for you to put 100% of effort into this program. This is your time to practice. This is your time to maybe mess up and learn from it. So just give it all you have, and I really look forward to seeing you guys on the other side, passing your EFDA exam and becoming licensed EFDAs.